It's a great day. My name is Shay Brown, the happy entrepreneur, and welcome to the Happy Entrepreneur Show, the number one business development and revenue focused late night show in the country where we're on a mission. And our mission is to inspire. Our mission is to empower. And our mission is to provide you, the hardworking entrepreneur, with all of the resources that are necessary to execute that big vision you have for the people you were called to serve. And on this episode, we have the one and only Misty Harris, who's in the building to talk about the me I lost. What's up, Misty? How are you?
Hi, I'm doing fantastic. Super excited to be here too. Thank you for having me.
Well, I'm super glad to have you here as well. And they're reading the title below. They're Googling you. They're looking at your bio. But I just want you to take a moment and kind of talk about what is mental health. I mean, because at a time where there's so much chaos in the world, there's a war here, there's inflation here, whether you're a Democrat or a Republican or you like this president or the last president, it doesn't really matter. There's so much that's putting pressure on folks before we get on what happened in their house. Talk about mental health and why it's more important now than ever.
I think, there's so much stress as a whole, whether it is in life or has to do with the world, that it is extremely, extremely important to really take care of yourself. By taking care of yourself, and, that's dealing with your anxiety or depression or, whatever the case is for you. For me personally, what I found is that it's not selfish. It's actually selfless to really focus in on those things. And when you focus in on those things, and you've got the tools and the resources to deal with them or be proactive with them in a very healthy way, it's really, really going to just allow you to soar in life.
What do you say to the person that's listening? They're tuning in and say, "Shay, the me I lost." I want to hear about that in a minute, but they have the imposter syndrome right now, and they're like, "Man, everyone thinks I got everything going on the outside. It looks like everything's fine at the house and fine in my life, but really, I'm suffering on the inside." What would you say to that person that's just listening right now, that's tuned in?
Don't be afraid to ask for help. Reach out, because this is not something that you have to do by yourself. That is one thing that I absolutely have to learn, and I'm still learning and growing. You don't have to do this by yourself. The more support and help that you have, it actually is easier, and it lifts this massive weight off of your shoulders.
The massive weight above your shoulders. And talk a moment when you talk about trauma. Trauma means different things to different people. We're going to get to your story in a moment, but for those folks that are tuning in, when you hear the word trauma, what goes to your mind? What do you hear? What do you see?
For me personally, it's mostly abuse of all kinds, verbal, mental, and physical. For me personally, um, and but at the same time, it's still not something that is going to hold me back. I've done a lot of mindset and personal development over the last couple of years, and that's been a massive thing for me to be able to actually heal from the trauma that I've endured. And it's a process.
There's some folks that are looking right now and they're saying, "Jay, Misty got it all together." I mean, I'm Googling her. She seems pretty cool. Look at that background she got going on over there. Like, she's ready for this. Do you mind if we slow down for a moment and give you some time to talk about who is Misty and share a little bit of the backstory? I'm sure that has a defining moment that led you on the path that you're on right now. So although they see you smiling, that Misty in front of us, well, may not always be the Misty, and y'all going to find out in a minute. Talk to us.
Yeah. This Misty that you see is like Misty 2.0, I would say. It's taken a lot for me to get here. Growing up, my parents were together for about 12 years or so, and I've got a lot of childhood trauma. Didn't actually realize it up until maybe a few years ago. My father dealt with alcoholism while my parents were married. There was some abuse and trauma, of course, there as well. And growing up, they split. Was really happy for my mom, even though I was young enough, I didn't see it coming. But looking back on it, I'm very happy for her, and it just led into my teenage years. My teenage years were basically me walking around as a shell, for lack of better words. I was very numb to the world. You deal with heartbreak, you deal with relationship issues, family issues, on top of high school. High school in itself can be this whole ordeal. So I was really walking around life as just like an empty shell. I had completely closed off my heart to anything and everything. I dealt with anxiety, I dealt with depression. There's substance abuse, there's, alcohol, and of course, circumstantial situations, people that have come into my life and have just completely exploded those things in a very negative way. And, it took up until about 4 years ago for me to say enough is enough, and I want control over my life. This is my life. It's not theirs. It's not my mother's. It's not my father's. What happened to me? Mm-mm. It has happened for me in order for me to get where I am and to be able to sit here, even talking with you today.
Yeah, and I appreciate you being here having this conversation with us. Why did you think now was the right time to share the story and the message of the Me I Lost? And how did you come up with that title? So the two-part question. One, the title, the Me I Lost. I like that, by the way. It just grabs me. And then number two, why was now the right time? I mean, you could have kept all this inside you. You could have kept and waited until years down the road, but you decided that
Mhm.
now was the time to share this message.
Um, I think intuitively, I've surrounded myself with people who are sitting where I want to sit, and to watch them be extremely vulnerable. And as the student at the time, what they had done for me, even now moving forward, it was life changing. And so I had had multiple conversations. There was a point in time, even just a year ago, I believe, a little over a year ago, where it was the first time in my life that I had openly expressed so many things that I had been dealing with by myself. And, the moment that that happened and it came out of my mouth, I felt free, and I just continued with it. Like, if there's no way that I'm the only person that has been through something like this, there's no way that I'm the only person that has felt alone this entire time, and I don't want somebody to feel like that. So that was really my pull and my purpose for putting almost everything that I have been through in this book. And essentially, the me I lost is I let myself go. I never had control over my life. So, I had goals, I had dreams, but you know, they were lost. I had to really, really pay attention and focus on me, what I wanted, where I wanted me to be in 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. What is it that Misty wants?
And how did you define it yourself? Was it just a day? Was it just a revelation that just you wake up one morning and say, you know what, never again? Like, did you have that? No, I'm being dead serious because I had that moment before. I call it the never again moment where something took
Mhm.
transpired and I was lying to my sons about the car being repossessed, and I was like, never again am I going to find myself
Mhm.
in a situation, and nothing changed. By the way, I ended up going to bankruptcy, but
Right.
I know, don't. It's not about me. This is about you. So, what was the moment that you had the big aha? And you said, "That's enough."
If I can get, I won't get specific, but I will get pretty personal with this
Yeah,
question.
sure.
Um, there was a lot of physical fights between me and a significant other. And I think the last time was just the last time. I realized that if if I didn't change, he may or may not. It was just a risk. Would I wish I had walked completely away? Yes, but I didn't. It is what it is. But it was after that last time, I, I woke up one morning, just like you said, and I said, I've had it. I've had it
Yeah.
with this life. I'm miserable. I'm unhappy. I don't deserve this. And I don't want this. I don't want this for me. I don't want this for my kids. I'm done. I'm absolutely done. And from that day on, it's been nothing but a step in the right direction.
What would be the person that's listening? You would say, "Hey, Shay, here's step one, two, or three that someone should do." And it might be two type of individuals listening. It might be someone that's been in a situation and they're much older in their days. Like, wow, it's been here so long. I, I can't get out. And so you say,
Mhm.
"Hey, here's you can still do step one, step two, step three, or all the way to the other person, all the way on the other side is like, but I'm in love. I know it's going to work, and it didn't really mean it, and all my friends are going to think I'm a failure." They still can do step one, two, and three. So if someone is in a situation where you were, let's say, and they're going to Google you and read your story, we're going to encourage them to get that at the end as well. What would be the first step they should do? And then what would be the second step you recommend? And maybe what's the third thing that they should do? Like they can do that now. And if you're listening and you're on the other side, I want you to really lean forward and listen with new ears and watch with new eyes because Misty can create a whole new life. And it is possible. If
Mhm.
she's done it, then that means, well, by golly, you can do it as well.
Absolutely. I would say, depending on if you really have control over the situation or not, sometimes you don't. If you don't, focus on yourself, focus on your personal growth, your self care. That alone can be a massive change for you. Doing things for you, even if it's sitting in the tub with bubbles for, 15 minutes. Um, make it a priority if you really have to. Um, but I think the other thing is, really asking for help. If you've got, it doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter if it's a hotline. It doesn't matter if it's your best friend or your mom or your dad, or it doesn't matter who. Just don't go through it alone. That was a major thing that I wish I had done. So speaking from experience, ask for help. And number three, there's so many resources out there, whether it's books, podcasts, lines that you can call into. Um, do it. My main thing that I have always stuck with me and I still keep with me now is being comfortable with getting uncomfortable in order to grow. If you can't change your situation, if you can't walk away from it, even if you work on yourself, all of the negative, all of the bad, it has a tendency just to fall away, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense, and the, we're all curious. Probably like, wow, are there any affirmations? Is there something that
Mm,
Misty tells herself to get the courage up? Because it sounds easy, and I feel like I'm going to do it, but then I
yeah.
don't do it. And so I guess the question is: are there any affirmations that you share with yourself, or you tell yourself internally that help build that confidence that you obviously had to have that courage, which you obviously
Hmm.
had to have, and that clarity on what you really, really wanted to do. So the question obviously is, what affirmations have you been able to tell yourself or that you share with others that can help empower them?
I would actually, I mean, you can start with any affirmation like, I am loved, I am beautiful, I am appreciated, I am cherished, I'm a great mother or I'm a great daughter, anything like that. I would highly recommend making a list for yourself. If you can get to 10, beautiful. If you can get to 25, even better. Post it somewhere where you're going to see it every single day. For me, it's like the bathroom mirror. That was a pretty popular spot for me. Um, or, in my office at my desk at my computer. I also have downloaded an app. that actually reads things out, their I am affirmations every single night. You know, it gets to you on a really subconscious level. So that is something that I still utilize every single day. I've got, you know, self love, you know, success, prosperity, abundance. There's all sorts of ways, but definitely start with yourself.
Yeah. Are there mentors that you had along this journey that have helped? I always like to ask the question because sometimes
Mm.
we can all learn from any mentor you had, right? So if you think about the mentors on this journey that may have helped you, is there one mentor or one idea that you took from a mentor that implanted something in you and it's helped you prepare for it? It's helped you do more, be more, have more, give more, serve more, whatever the mores are these days. But what's one lesson you learned from any one of your mentors that's really helped you along this journey?
Um, I have multiple mentors, a couple in my job, but specifically when it came to writing my book because that was difficult. It was not an easy process. You know, I had to basically relive everything that I had been through since, you know, age 11. Tina Torres has been there for me throughout the entire process. You know, I've cried with her on the phone. I've told her, you know, I can't do this. I don't know how I'm going to get through it. You know, so I would say overall, it's really about the support and sitting with like-minded individuals. You know, because they're really going to understand where you have been, where you are now, and where you want to go. Because you know, I got a lot of backlash when I started shifting and changing into the person that I am now, and I'm not done, by the way, but you know, there's still negativity that comes along with it, and so it creates some pretty thick skin, but you build your confidence along the way, you know, just having that support from a mentor or even a coach that can really help guide you in the direction that you're really trying to, you know, what you're trying to achieve.
Wow. Now, how about books along this journey? You've written a book, The Me I Lost, and we're just going to share with them how they can get a copy of the book, by the way. They've got to be curious about journals. Did you journal along this journey? Some people like journaling. I like journaling. It's helped me. Has journaling been a part of this process, or has it just been the affirmations and the self-care? And if journaling has been a part of this journey, how's that helped you? And how can it help someone that's listening and watching now?
I've actually always been someone that has journaled. Um, and I think for a good bit, I allowed it to get away from me. It creates a really great platform. Like, let's say you don't have anyone to talk to. I've written it all down, just to get it out because you know what? If you hold on to it, it it's so harmful to you. Your mindset, you know, it's going to keep you stuck. It can keep you bitter. It can keep you angry. It can keep you sad. There's so many things that can go into it. So I highly recommend writing it down just to get it out, even if it's in all capital letters and you know you're using any sort of language that you want to. Say whatever it is that's on your heart and get it out. So yeah, I highly recommend journaling. I also meditate. I've done some breath work, which I'm still learning a little bit about, but it's
Breath
been very
work? Really?
beneficial. Yeah,
You done breath work?
yeah,
You mean like is breath work where you breathe?
yep,
Really?
yeah.
How
It's
did
very
you first
good for
hear about
anxiety.
that?
It so I have an app that I have on my cell phone, and it's got guided meditations, you know,
Mm-hmm.
guides to different things like yoga nidra, breath work, multiple ways of doing breath work. So it's everything that I do is guided because I'm not like a guru in any of these senses by any means. So I
Well, you're
still need
becoming a guru
guidance,
with all this practice that you're doing. You're becoming
but
the guru. You are the. Tell you what, you're further along than someone else, which makes you a guru. So you're a guru
mm,
to someone else.
yeah.
How's that?
Okay. Oh, I mean, I'll take it. But yeah, guided, follow it. You know, there's always something out there for a beginner. Absolutely.
Wow. Okay. Breathe. I'm gonna try that. And you said there's an app too. I mean, I
Mhm.
know you don't get paid to advertise the app, but there's an app that you
Oh,
use for
yeah.
your breathing. I mean, I'm
It
curious. Like
is.
seriously.
It's Insight Timer. Yeah, Insight Timer. I have an Apple phone, but I
Well,
don't
I
know if
have,
you
have,
could
have an
get it on
Apple phone as
Android, but
well. I believe God is a
yeah.
woman, and she has an Apple phone. So yes, I have
Yeah.
Apple. Us Apple users. Yeah.
Yeah. Insight Timer is the name of the app that I use. But I mean, you can even search it on YouTube if, you know. So it's pretty helpful.
Well, if it's been a game changer for you, then it has been helpful to you. So it can help someone else
Mhm.
as well. You know, when you're not out saving the world, what do you do for fun these days? I mean, I'm just curious. When you're not out trying to make a difference in lives and help people recover and bounce back and have more joy and happiness in their life, what do you do for fun?
You know, that's actually something that I'm getting back into,
Okay.
because for the longest time it was, me and four walls. I was a stay-at-home mom for, oh my gosh, 8, 9 years, I think. To be honest, it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't exactly by choice, but I had to find what I really loved and enjoyed. A couple of things were, things that I just picked back up, like playing catch. I played baseball when I was little, and it's still one of my favorite things to do.
Baseball, which
Baseball.
position? I played baseball. I was in center field, but what position did you play?
I was first and pitcher.
Oh, you were good then. She's a star, ladies and gentlemen. I was a pitcher and I played first base. Okay, I'm just
I
curious. I'm just
I
curious.
did. But I was little, but I was little. Another thing is, going to the gym.
Mhm.
That's something that is really great for my mental health. I can blow off steam, do what I have to do in the gym, leave it in the gym, and walk out. I love going to the beach. Being out in the sun, period, I think is one of my favorite things. I'm like a barefoot, like, tank top shorts kind of chick. So anything that is really freeing. This past weekend, we took my kids to like a trampoline park where I was able to brush up on some of my gymnastic skills. So I'm getting there. I'm figuring some things out. Learning along the way. There's more planned in the future, so I'm excited.
Yes, that sounds cool. Just hang out on the beach and have a good time. I'm in Washington D.C. I believe you're down in Virginia Beach, and there's beaches all over.
Hmm.
A lot of places to hang out. Here's the question I have for you. We have a segment here called Today is My January 1st. And for those folks that tune in every night daily at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you wait for that one moment where you can say those words. You can go and say those magical words now. Today is my January 1st. That's right. And for those folks that are tuning in for the very first time, welcome to the family, by the way. You can follow us on YouTube at I am Che Brown, or type in the Happy Entrepreneur Show on podcasts and on all the on-demand streaming platforms. But today is our January 1st is a personal mantra at the Happy Entrepreneur Show. It means
Hmm.
that you get a fresh start. It means you get a do-over. It means your past, no matter what that past is, no longer equals your future. And you don't have to wait till December 31st at 11:59 p.m. on the back of a napkin to say, yeah, I'm ready. No, no. Today is your January 1st. Happy New Year to you. Doesn't that feel good? Doesn't that feel good? So my question to Misty Harris on the other side, as she's listening, when you hear those words, today is my January 1st, what do you hear and what goes through your mind?
What goes through my mind? It's funny that you ask me this because this morning, on my drive, I did some breath work and some meditation and listened to some motivational songs, and I just felt different. Um, Most people don't know this, but I am, in the middle of a move and also a divorce, and it's gotten maybe a little complicated. We'll just say that. So there's a lot that is going on in my personal life. So it was like this morning, I was like, you know what? It doesn't define me. This is my life. I know what I want. I am a religious person. I know God's got my back. And you know what? I'm just going to follow his lead and just let everything else go, because if I don't have control over it, I don't have control over it.
Said so well. How can folks, what type of clients do you work with these days? And how can folks best connect with you? And those that want the book, well, how can they get the book? And, the Me I Lost. There's so many lessons inside of there.
So the book you can get at themeilost.com. Just themeilost.com. It's pretty easy. If you have any questions at all whatsoever, don't hesitate to reach out to me. It doesn't matter what it has to do with. I am on Facebook, Instagram, also on TikTok, but I'm here to help, happy to help. What was the other question that you asked me? Sorry.
Now, I was wondering what type of clients you work with these days, if you're working with any clients, and then how could they best connect with you?
Okay, so I did a connection. Okay, so my clients that I really work with on a day-to-day basis are in the network marketing space. Could be entrepreneurial space. I am a success coach currently for network marketers specifically, and because I've been there, I've done that, and there was a program that I went through, and that's currently who I am working with today to help others really go through the same journey that I did. It was life changing. It put me, in the position that I am today as well, personally, but also with my businesses, because I own a couple of businesses as well.
Okay, and then how do they connect with you? Just find you online at Misty Harris?
I'm on Facebook, Misty Harris. It's pretty easy, and same with Instagram. I try to keep it simple so it's not super complicated, but it is _Misty Harris _ on Instagram.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for being on the Happy Entrepreneur Show. Shout out to Tina. She's amazing. She's incredible. We thank you for being on the show. We appreciate you.
Thank you for having me. It was an absolute blast.
Thank you. And thank you, the viewer. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching, by the way. We appreciate you, because without you, well, there is no show, by the way. There is no show. And so I like to share every evening. If you haven't heard it today, I want you to hear it at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, that you are amazing, that you've got greatness inside you, that you are just super duper awesome, and that today is your January 1st. And because of that reason, your best is still yet to come. Your best is yet to come. Your best is yet to come. With that being said, my name, by the way, in case you forgot, is Shay Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone. And I promise you from the bottom of my heart, we'll make some good things happen. We connect again next time. Remember this, though. Time is long. Life, on the other hand, well, it's very, very short. So you got to live in that moment, and you got to make it count. God bless, and we wish you success. Thanks a lot, Misty. We'll see you around. Talk to you later. Bye-bye, everybody. We out.